Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading, on May 1st, 2025. Well, it isn't only DARPA that's putting poison metals into the airplane fuel. But we'll get into it. I'm going to read a couple of articles and stories and notations and emails that you guys have sent me. And I've got 2 upcoming interviews. I will be doing the interviewing of a technology person who will help secure the phones and computers, so that will be upcoming in the not too distant future. And I'm so excited that I will be interviewing David A. and Holly about their relationship and how they met and all that cool stuff. It won't be this week, it'll probably be the week after. We'll have to set something up. I'm having technical difficulties here thanks to the criminals, and I hope everybody got to see the interview, the chat with Richard Moore, USAGSA, about the satanic rituals and their use of animals in these disgusting rituals that they perform. It was kind of impromptu, and actually, the first time we connected the other night, the creepy voice was there. You know, the creepy voice, for any of you that participate in the live chat on Saturday nights at 10 p.m. We've got a resident creepy voice, and subscribers have mentioned to me that it sounds like V2K, and was able to actually decipher some of the things that this creepy voice says. But the creepy voice interfered with the first time Richard attempted to record. And then we ended that Zoom call and then started up again. And this is not the first time this has happened. We've had to, I think there was, when he first interviewed me, I think we did it 3 or maybe the 4th time. So, yeah, the creepy voice is there. So it's obviously coming from my end and not his, since it's in my live chat and now on some of my cameras here in the house. And now this is Zoom call. So it's obviously coming from my technology, my local criminals, my local perpetrators here. Okay, so anyway, let me get on to some of the comments that I received from you guys. And I will get back to this one about what's being sprayed. Okay, here we go. Oh, this was a good one. State House insider was paid $129,000 and runs a side hustle as a bail bondsman and prison interpreter. Isn't that amazing? So, a State House insider was paid $129,000. This is dated April 29, 2025. By GoLocalProv News. I'll show you. I don't leave the links anymore. So if you want to read this. Okay. And if you hear roosters in the background, it's because I have too many. Business is good for Louis Kalan, Speaker of the House, Joe Shankarchi's Director and Constituent Services, earns $129,000 a year for the high-ranking state house position. But make no mistake about it, his outside businesses in the courts and the prisons are fruitful too, with your tax dollars. Besides his full-time position at the State House, Colin, C-O-L-O-N, is also a registered bondsman and can be found in the prisons as an interpreter. Sorry about that, guys. Roosters are a pain in the neck. All these different vocations, all at the same time. He's also the chairman for the West Warwick School Committee. So upon an investigation, 94% pay increases in a decade at the State House. Imagine, here, check this out. I don't know. It sounds a little like a conflict of interest to me, but what do I know? The Go Local investigation has reviewed hundreds of bail documents and the corresponding lien document filings tied to the bail guarantees and uncovered that Colin, while a top staffer at the Rhode Island State House, has been a prolific bail bondsman. His practice as a bail bondsman is under the same registration as Rudolph Procianti, Bonnie Briggs, Neil Procianti, and Leah Serswain. But his entries for the bail filings are under his name. There are hundreds of them. He has provided bail to hundreds of accused criminals, the clients of some of the most politically connected lawyers, all while working his state job. And during the past 10 years at the State House, he has been promoted repeatedly, and his salary jumped 94%. I don't know anybody's salary that jumps that kind of money. Wow. I mean, he must be doing some good stuff for those fancy schmancy lawyers, getting all their criminals out on the street, right? Our tax dollars hard at work. According to the state personnel records dating back to 2014, he made $54,000 a year as a legislative assistant working for the then Speaker of the House, Gordon Fox. And before joining the legislative staff of the State House, he worked for former Speaker of the House, Bill Murphy, in his law office. Colin has been said that the State House, he's been at the State House for 17 or 18 years, and the bail filings track his bondsman work back to 2007. In 2016, his salary increased over $80,000 a year. But the major salary increases have taken place under Shikarki's tenure. And in the most recently reported year, in 2024, his salary jumped to $129,000 as Director of Constituent Services. So that's all I'm going to say on that little disgusting thing. Your tax dollar is hard at work. DARPA is putting poison metals into the airplane fuels, not just the ones that we see flying and spraying those trails. But get what this man, Mark Bajerski, has to say. And thank you, subscriber, for sending this to me. Listen to what he has to say about his theory about passenger planes, regular commercial planes and passenger planes.
I got on a Ryanair flight for something like 50 euros. And just looking at the passenger list when I was going to the toilet, I could just see there was hardly anybody on that flight. And I thought to myself, how are they able to make any money? They've got to pay the pilot, which has got to be at least a couple of grand, air hostess, they've got to fuel the place, and just counting how many people are on that flight, they've made no money at all. They've lost money. Why are they still flying the planes? I added that together with the fact that I believed that it isn't just aerosol spraying by certain aircrafts, which is DARPA, but military industrial complex. But I believe, yes, of course there is, but I also believed that commercial flights were being pumped with some kind of fuel which had barium, aluminium, all of that poison inside it. And I've said it on many videos in these 20 years. And this morning, somebody sent me a video and says, watch this, Mark. And I pressed played, and it was a show called Redacted. Redacted is of two husband and wife, and they talk about things that, let's say, most people don't talk about. So I appreciate it to a degree, for sure I do. And they said, we want to share a clip with you guys. Listen to this. And it was RFK Jr. Somebody asked in the audience while he was sat down, I'm concerned about this aerosol spraying. What are you going to do about it? And of course, like all politicians, parasites, sorry, but they are, he said it's nothing to do with me.
Parasites.
Oh, nothing to do with me. But it is to do with DARPA. And we kind of figure out now that they actually put it into the fuel of all aircrafts. So it now goes in.
Okay, so what he's saying is that, you know, he flies. And one of his recent flights was fairly empty. And he couldn't understand how they're able to afford to run these flights. They've got to pay the pilot maybe $2,000 a flight, the passenger, the fuel, the food, the beverages, the flight attendants, the boarding, all of that, the bag carriers. How are they able to do it? How are they able to continue? And his theory is that it's not only those pilots that are flying the planes that we see crisscrossing in the sky, but it's actually being put into the airplane fuel. Now, I look forward to questions in the comments down below on that. I mean, I find that to be quite interesting. And then I've got, let's see, I'm sorry, my laptop is really slow, and that's a problem that I've been having. My software, which is the 4K video downloader, which allows me to download videos, whether it's to save my own videos and then re-upload them to YouTube, or videos that belong to other people so that I can upload them to the channel, has not been working. I won't accept the upgrade. It's been a problem. I had to reboot my laptop several times yesterday. The criminals removed the battery from my laptop. Like the battery won't even go back into the case because they broke some little portion of it there. Let's see what else I've got here. So I've got that. Well, we have a subscriber that has been listening to the creepy voice. And the creepy voice is actually saying words. The creepy voice is sounding a lot like V2K to some of the subscribers. And it's not nice. And I don't like that it's interfering with my live chats or interviews and stuff. This is a third-party interference. Obviously, it's on my end. Obviously, to harass whomever is listening to the video. I think it's wrong. But it also provides an inordinate amount of evidence. And in the most recent one that I sent to a subscriber, one that was inside of my house, you can actually hear people talking. Like they're having a conversation. And I was asleep during the time. So it's not like there was any, video on in the background or whatever. And I've experienced that before. I had given a couple of my videos to Amy Holm, I don't know, about 2 years ago. She said the same thing. She says you can hear people having conversations in the background. You can even get their names. Some of their names were mentioned in the videos. Like they're chatting with each other, like having a conversation. So, let's see. There was something else. There's some information that people mentioned to me that I can't mention on VTube, having to do with clots and things like that. I mean, obviously I can't mention that. Let's see, there was something else I wanted to read by a subscriber who gave me permission to, here it is. Okay, so a subscriber says that anything that he sends to me that I can read on the channel. So this is an email that I received today. He says, all these ongoings, try not to stick with any routine. Though my dog has his routine. Eat, poop, and sleep. Vehicles circle us on our short walks, sometimes a dozen. With that always in mind, we attempt to keep them guessing. On time, direction, location. Most say, TIs are paranoid as hell. I'm so beyond that. Becoming ever more hyper-observant of my surroundings, watching this never-ending street theater unfold around me. Tonight was no different. As we walk the dog park, someone intercepts us. A backpacking individual pushing a bicycle. For the most part, never trust anyone with a backpack. What's in their backpack anyhow? Criminals' tools, change of clothes. For sure, they're not textbooks at 2 a.m. Maybe his bike is broken. He's just walking it home. Yeah, right. Maybe he's too drunk to ride his bike. Someone give me a responsible, logical explanation. How come I'm not the only one out at this time of the morning? Slight movement in the bushes. A raccoon, probably. My dog sounds off like a Tasmanian devil, totally out of his mind. I corral him back to reality. The bicycle pushing operative now is half a block ahead on the same path we travel. Learn to be patient owning a dog, especially when they maybe gotta go. It's not like cats. They're easy. Finally got our last side street where there's not one, but 2 FBI safe houses. Guess what we saw? Backpacking, bicycle pushing, operatives stopped in the middle of the street on his phone directly in front of the 2 side-by-side safe houses. Oh, I guess they were communicating with each other, right? Most likely talking to his controller, also known as gift card distribution person. Oh, you're a little nicer than me. I call them gift card whores. Overheard apart, a woman's voice emanating on his phone transmitted from inside these always blind-covered windows, saying, quote, "We'll try again tomorrow," unquote. Backpacking bandito now gets on his bike and pedals away. Oh, wow. They must feel so special being little community stalkers like that. They must feel so special on their little walkie-talkies and their little phones. Stalking innocent people walking a dog. Wow. I mean, wow. Don't you want to do that for a living, too? Oh, my goodness. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Now, I just wanted to give you that little update there on why I didn't really post anything yesterday. I was really tired. I was having such computer problems. It was taking me so long to do anything. Like even reading emails, like opening them was just taking me a long time. And then taking care of cats and kittens and messes and stuff like that. So, oh, excuse me, I'm tired. I will be posting another video later today. I want to read more about Adam's gang stalking spiritual survival book. And leave your questions and comments down below. And I will talk to you guys soon.